Geelong and District Football League. We are the Raiders from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football.
Good morning and welcome again to the GDFL Footy Show. Coming to you from Buckley's Entertainment Centre on a very cold Saturday morning. Yep, we had a bit of warm weather through the week. If you call 18 or 19 degrees warm, but certainly has got back to winter again this morning. Last weekend we saw a great round of matches going on. One on Sunday. The East Geelong Eagles really back in some sensational form at the moment. Much too good for the Winchelsea Blues. A bit of a shell shock for them, with Davis kicking 6 and Andrew Chalice out of the centre booting 5 goals. From all accounts, one of the best games of football seen by an individual for many, many years. Inverleigh had their first win of the season. Yes, the Hawks defeated Anarchy, and I tell you what, they won't be too happy at Anarchy. And I tell you what, folks, the best on the ground, the Inverleigh Hawks, was Billy Cations. Oh, no comment at all. We might have got a comment from his grandfather sitting beside me. Is that a relation of yours?
Yeah, he's somewhere along the line there.
That'll do, we haven't introduced you yet. Well, he was best on, no, get him up. Best on the ground. And out at the Belmont Lions footy ground, the Winter Resort, absolutely sensational day out there. The footy wasn't all that crash up, but I tell you what, the entertainment in the club rooms in the afternoon was just magnificent, with Jamie Watts doing the best impersonation of Brian Conlon I've ever seen. But the North Geelong Magpies in great form, too good for the Lions. Luke Van Creeken kicking 4 goals. And Toby Biggs, I tell you what, look out fellas, he's back in town as Big Tobes, kicking 3 goals for the North Geelong Magpies. Belpo still continued on their undefeated way so far. Defeated Bannockburn. Werribee Central's too good for the Tommy Tigers. And the 94.7 match of the day, the Geelong West Cheetahs, too good for the Corio Devils. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott. And once again, I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in country football to eradicate, adjudicate, communicate, and definitely not procrastinate. And first of all, the man whose grandson was best on the ground for Inverleigh Hawks. Here he is. G'day, Grandad. How you going?
G'day, Dick. G'day, Dick. G'day, Eric. G'day, viewers. And
hang on, I introduced Eric yet.
Well, I just did. I tell you what, if we wait for you, the show will be over before you get to him.
I tell you, we're going to give that bloody, what's his name, Keir Murphy, you're going to get 2 black eyes next week.
I tell you what, he was lucky you hit him.
Right, anybody pinches my food, they're living with danger.
If it had been me, he'd have been in bloody hospital. That's where he'd have been.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a bit later on. And the man who needs absolutely no introduction, the number 1 commentator in country football, Eric Nicholls. Good morning, Eric.
Morning, Dick, and I'm keeping well out of that green room, I can tell you.
Well, there's not much point going in there, because every time we go in there, the food's missing. Unbelievable. Well, we said it was a good game on last week. It was the Geelong West Cheetahs playing the Corio Devils in the 94.7 match of the day. And Grubby, he sat down to do the interview, so he didn't look too small, caught up with the coach of the Geelong West Cheetahs, Nick Washington.
Yes, the final siren, thanks to Buckley's Entertainment Centre this afternoon. Geelong West 10-9-69, defeated Corio 6-10-46. Without any further ado, Grubby, you've got a special guest in the box.
We have got a special guest. We've got to be quick because he's got to get over and address his players. But Nick Washington, a terrible day for football, water, mud, rain, but you blokes did exactly what you had to do to keep in the race for the finals.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. I'm stoked. I can't say any more at the moment, mate. Look, what a day. Don't worry about it being a bad day for football. It's a fantastic day for our club, mate. Today was a really, really important game to get up and win, and we went out and we smashed them.
Did you think there was times where you probably over-finessed in the wet with the little chip kick when the long kick might have been the go?
I think you probably heard me screaming that out from the sidelines there, yeah. I think a couple of times there, but once we got it right, and we started to figure it out pretty quick, and the boys were waiting out the back for the ball to roll out, and I think it worked out a few times for us, so it was really good.
Now, a big 10-goal quarter from Thompson at one stage put him in front of Werribee Central, so the door's well open for you blokes. Anarchy were getting beat.
That's great news. That's great news. Let's just wait and see what happens. But yeah, look, we can't really control what else happens outside of what we can only control what we can do. So at this stage, the best thing we can do is just continue on. We've got a bit of form back today. I think we played our best game for a while today, actually. So, whether conditions as it suits us or not. But look, it's just good to find a bit of form for our team. So,
well, mate, rather than put the cart before the horse, we know whatever happens for the rest of the year. But looking at next year, I hope you make the 5. Hopefully, it's not at the expense of the Werribee Centrals, but I hope you make the 5. But if you don't, it's been a fantastic year. If you can hold on to the players that you've got and just probably add 3 or 4, because I reckon you're 3 or 4 players off the top sides at the minute, it'd be handy for West to keep what they've got and maybe add to it a little bit next year.
Yeah, it's always tough. Look, this time of year, you start talking to your players about what they're doing next year and stuff. And so far, the response has been really good. So it looks like we'll be hanging on to pretty much everyone and going to next year. We're already out. We've already got the feelers out there looking around for what we need for next year. So we know what it is, and we'll be chasing it pretty hard in the off-season. So,
well, that's fantastic, mate. I reckon you've done a fantastic job as a coach for West this year. And luckily you are the coach, because I saw you play a couple of weeks ago. You run around and never got a touch.
I was doing the goodwill for the club, mate. We were short of numbers and get out there and run around. No, it's a bit of fun, mate. What are you talking about?
No, look, mate, thanks for joining us. I know you've got to get back to and your side for the rest of the year.
No worries.
And
Thanks,
dead set, I think everybody in the GDFL hopes that the perennial cellar dwellers until you took over make the 5, and good luck for the rest of the year.
No worries, boys. I hope we can too. All right.
And welcome back. We'll have a look at the ladder now after that great interview with Grubby did with Nick Washington. We had a crack at him about not kicking a goal in the seconds the other week. Don't know what that was all about. Here we go. Tano's graphics. On top, undefeated at this stage. We have a blockbuster on this afternoon. The Bellpost Hill Panthers sitting on top, undefeated on top of the tree at the moment. The North Geelong Magpies breathing down their necks. 12 wins, 1 loss only. That was against the Bellpost Hill Panthers, followed by East Geelong, Werribee Centrals and Geelong West, making up the final 5 as it stands at the moment. Anarchy is just sitting outside. By goodness gracious me, that costly loss to Inverleigh may come and bite them at some stage. They're sitting on 6th position, followed by the Bannockburn Tigers, Thompson, stop doing that, Cogsy. Oh, I've lost my... Corio, the Belmont Lions and Inverleigh, and we don't have to say it anymore, they have opened their account in 2013. I reckon they would have been pretty excited, Eric.
Oh, no doubt about that, Dick, but the great part about that ladder, there's probably mathematically still 9 teams can make it, but Grubby, I reckon that 5th position, that's going to change week by week.
Well, it is, because some of those sides who are 4th, 5th and 6th all play each other. I think the good thing for Werribee Centrals on the weekend was the fact that Anarchy went down to Inverleigh, and that gave them a 2-game buffer in the 5. They can probably afford to lose against East and Bellpost, and probably could still make it. But then again, they might go out to Inverleigh and get rolled too, so you never know.
Very close.
What was the game like? A good game out at Cryer Devils? It wasn't a nice day weather-wise, was it, anyway?
Well, I don't know why you're asking him, because he wasn't there for a start.
Leave it
So you might as well just ask me, and it was a terrible game. It was an absolute terrible game. It was raining, it was pouring, it was mud, and look, both sides had a real red-hot go, but the skill, it just wasn't conducive to skills, and in the end, West just fought it out a little bit harder and were too good.
Yeah, well, I must say it wasn't much better weather-wise at the Winter Resort, which we christened that ground very well many years ago, I can tell you. But that does face west, and it was a very cold day, and it was plenty of rain about. But as I said, the entertainment in the rooms was just something to be that you wouldn't miss in a million years, thanks to Brian Coughlin and everybody out there at the Belmont Lions. We're going to take a short break, pay some bills, come back, talk about some of the junior footy, talk about the big action on this afternoon, including the blockbuster at the Keith Barclay Oval.
Tell you how football is strong. Bounce the ball, let's get into it.